I can't believe they've done this. Now, in true me fashion, I came late to the Young Royals party. Fashionably late to Young Royals, as they say. The good part about being late for Young Royals is, thankfully, I don't have to wait a freaking year for season 2. But this video is about my reactions and, I guess, mini review, a discussion. I'm gonna ramble, guys, about season 1 of Young Royals, which I just happily happened to watch right before season 2 came out. Honestly, Young Royals brought back memories of high school that I was trying to avoid. Stuff that I was avoiding in high school that probably happened to other people, so... Like, you give me some good queer content, and I am there for it. I am in. Episode 1 really did snatch the weave. You guys. I don't think he chose that fight. So is he supposed to be making an apology video? Which, by the way, I hate those. Is it literally just that he got in a fight? You know, it does give me a bit of Life is Strange vibes. And who is this guy? Does he go here? If Wilhelm didn't already hate his life? He's kinda romantic. The suspense is killing me. Oh god, I can't call him Wilhelm. Let me pronounce this right. Wilhelm. I'll call him Will because that translates. I wasn't even sure what he was a prince of the first episode, but apparently it's Sweden. I didn't know that the setting was Swedish. I don't know languages. You could speak German to me and I'm like, oh, Chinese. The first season was a great watch, which left enough for me to be curious as to where it goes next. But it was still a mixed bag of feelings and frustrations, as I should have expected since it is the genre that it is. I think the issues that mostly stood out for me in terms of what these teens were going through were matters of accountability for their actions and acceptance of consequences in working through their feelings. The three main characters I feel like we focus on the most were Simon, Will, and August. Please leave. God, he's awful. It might be the hair. Maybe it's the hair. Oh no. No, 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 no. You foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach! Easily the most annoying character was August, who epitomizes the assholery of the 1%. And it doesn't help that he just looks annoying. No offense to the actor. I'm sure you have a perfectly normal resting face in your everyday life. But August, I've never seen, actually I probably have seen, but it's been a long time since I've seen someone with such a punchable face. It's awful. Now, the obsession with his status and spot at the boarding school itself is a toxic topic, but a more understandable issue is probably his attachment to the assets left behind by his father. He could easily sell them to keep his position at the school, but whether it's due to his pride or attachment to his father's possessions, he refuses to sell. Now, regardless of the feelings attached to his dad, it's simply one of those things where he needs to make a rational choice, yet doesn't want to sacrifice anything. August wants nothing more to be as special, yet it's all slipping away. And he really needs to abandon that notion of life and accept what needs to be done in a pragmatic way. I mean, this is my own personal opinion and judgment, but this would probably help him solve his financial issue. But an even more important and probably underlying issue is the whole asshole 1% thing. It's rooted him in a lot of awful behavior, and he just needs to stop. One of the most despicable actions he takes is recording and releasing footage of one of Will and Simon's intimate moments, and not only was I upset about that in principle, but I'd have hoped that in true evil villain fashion, he'd have at least used the footage to give himself a leg up in his life. I got angry about things that you wouldn't necessarily expect to have gotten angry about. You have August outing Simon and Will via what was basically a sex tape. I was more upset about the fact that he used that in such a dead-end way of, I'm angry and I'm gonna out these two because I don't like how I was treated by one of them and I hate the way my life is going right now. This is why August is extra punchable, because not only is he a nuisance, but he's not even smart enough to be a good antagonist to the story. He literally wasted this ammo on petty revenge. He wouldn't even have the satisfaction of the person he got revenge on knowing that it was revenge. He just kind of wanted someone to suffer and lash out.
I'm mad as heck, and I'm not going to take it anymore! What are you talking about?
So yeah, that accomplished absolutely nothing, August. I feel the point of teen years is to develop youth into the adults they need to be at 18, and to do so, they need to be given increasingly more responsibility the older they get. That said, let's take a look at accountability on the side of Simon. He sings choir, he gets pretty good grades, he's well liked by friends and family, but he makes some pretty key mistakes befitting a young teen. He gets August booze, which he obviously shouldn't cause like, it's a school. And he gets August drugs, which is bad for the same reason. But even worse is that it's at his estranged dad's expense. It's easy to construe Simon as, you know, the one in the right throughout the whole season. The fact of the matter is, he should definitely know. You can't steal. Like, it doesn't really matter if your dad's a deadbeat. Like, between the booze, which I don't even know why he had to go along with August for that. I forget if August bribed him with anything. I think August just, like, asked. In a very offensive way, by the way, expecting Simon to have access to booze. Just because you're supposed to make bad decisions as a teenager, that doesn't mean you're excused for some of the really bad decisions that you make that totally affect people's life. You have to own that. You can't run away from that and absolve yourself of that forever. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you don't do it again. So Simon's main issues are his business decisions. And in a lot of ways, he never really learns a lesson for any of them yet. Now, you're probably wondering, what about Will? Rita, what is this behavior? Those pants. Don't just stand there and like fake smile. Talk to him again. Memorable parts are usually, for me, with Simon and Will, because you know me, absolute trash. God, I swear both of you are drunk. Fuck you. Like, I was definitely angry at the cliffhanger. It was mean. It was Attack on Titan mean, you know? Like, how could you leave it there? That's awful. I forget when it was that the kiss actually happened. I don't know if it was episode 2 or episode 3. Simon makes a bit of a move on Will, and Will does reciprocate a little bit, just a little bit. And Simon shoots the shot, but Will kind of like stonewalls him. But luckily Will catches himself and is, you know, he says, let's give it another try. And that's a really realistic portrayal of a first interaction like that, and that's very respectable. A flaw, or I guess a quirk of Will's personality, which is because he hasn't figured stuff out, lack of certainty makes him back away. Because the following day, he kind of just puts another wall between him and Simon. That's not me, we can't do this. And it's like, no, not again. Yep, yeah, we'll definitely be. Nope, no, we're not gonna be friends. Impossible. And then Will has the audacity to keep staring. How long was it? Was it a couple weeks? Was it a few days? Was it that same day? He starts staring at him again, and it's like, you're gonna have to make up your mind eventually. They get an opportunity in which Will can then ask Simon, hey, wanna hang out over the weekend instead of going back home, which is character development, because Will was kicking and screaming to stay at home and not come to his new boarding school. So the fact that he's giving up going back home to stay means a lot. Once again, he pulls away and then he comes right back. It's a very consistent thing with his character. I swear to God, you better not do this twice. Thanks, I hate it. Oh wait, no, Simon's singing, never mind. I wonder, will Simon even be able to stay the weekend at this point? Oh, so you can't catch the social cue for Felice, but you can catch it for him? Oh, no. I am sorry to this man, I almost didn't even remember who he was in the episode where he was reintroduced, specifically to remind me that he existed. It felt kind of, manipulative. Now, I don't know for sure if Eric knows about Will's tastes, and considering that Will doesn't even know about Will's tastes, I doubt Eric would have. I think it could have gone either way. Eric could have been supportive, or he could have been similar to the mom, albeit a bit more leniently and nicer about it, but who knows. So yeah, Eric's gone, and now Will has to deal with the grieving process, which Like, you need friends at that point, and you can't just turn to August. So the mourning process is tough on old Will there, but Will bounces back, and of course goes back to Simon because, yeah, why wouldn't you? Did we seriously go to his house? With the bodyguards? You're kidding. Luckily, Will doesn't completely back out of the relationship until the outing of some sensitive footage. The topic at the forefront had been changed to the scandal rather than to Will's coming out. And once again resulting in Will backing out and then coming straight back to Simon at the end. At which point Simon was like, no. Will would be fine denying his relationship's existence to others while trying to see Simon in private. But of course, Simon expresses he doesn't want to be someone's secret, so a classic and understandable stance, but honestly it's even more than that. After all that happened, Simon was counting on Will to stand by him in what was probably the toughest time for these two teens up to this point. But Will let Simon down. At this point, it's not about secrecy. At least not for me. It's about dependability. Simon may not realize it yet, but he can't depend on Will to make a stable choice for their relationship. There is no guarantee that Will won't throw Simon under the bus when his crown or other circumstances seem to demand it. Will is perfectly entitled to choose his crown. That's all well and good. He can have that. But again, he can't have the cake and eat it too. Will can't keep going back and forth. I mean, they're at that age, but Will can't keep doing this. You'll never be able to trust him. How many breakups are you gonna have? It opens the door for a lot of character development, which I'm hoping will get addressed. Honestly, season 2 has a lot riding on its shoulders because a lot has been set up in season 1. In fact, a teaser for season 2 came out recently. Slightly worried in season 2 that they're gonna go a bit hard on making Will a bit of a anti-hero villain sort of thing. He's promising to make August's life hell, which as a crown prince, soon to be king, you could probably work out. You could probably figure out ways to make that guy suffer. Shout out to token English speaking character. No idea what her name is. All I know is that she likes to do rituals underneath bridges. And is that a thing in Sweden? She reminds me of Sam from Danny Phantom. Shout out to the 90s kids out there. Shout out to Will and his little looks into the camera. I love those. Also in the teaser for season 2, there's this guy called Marcus who's coming into Simon's house. And that is, sorry to say, but that gives me soap opera vibes. I feel like that's gonna be a thing. It doesn't need to be a thing. I feel like it's gonna be a thing. So long as everyone ends up happy. I'm not the best at analyzing every single minor thing in these shows, in any series in general, but I try, and I love a good juicy like theory that comes out. So if you have hopes and dreams for Young Royal season 2, you can leave them in the comments. I'd love to discuss any, like literally anything to do with the drama and the romance, and I'll probably come back with another one of these for season 2 just to give a wrap up on the thoughts of the representation, because we love representation. A good queer coming of age, can't relate to it at all, it could never be me, totally original, never seen before, never felt that, never experienced that.